Why aren't you married yet? I'm not married yet for a lot of reasons. Oddly enough, the girls either keep saying no or the wrong girl said yes 17 times. I'm totally kidding. No girl has ever said yes to me. Oh, the KFC reference. Okay, what happened with KFC? I have no idea what happened with KFC. I saw that. Good call, Peyton. Good call. Thank you so much. No, not all of us are big talkers. I would probably be the biggest talker, but I am also 6'6", so I'm biggest in a lot of things. Thank you so much for the crowns. I did not know that I could get crowns, and I have no idea what those are, but I see crowns, smiley faces, and other thing. Does anyone know what the KFC references? Because I do not know what the KFC reference is at all. I've heard it mentioned a few times, not a clue. I've spoken to my dad before. That is true. Uh, I'm much taller than I'm taller than the entire family. You can Google a lot of pictures of us. I am taller than everyone by a lot. My tallest sibling is Isabel, and she is not even 6 foot. She's like 5'11" and a half, which yeah, she'll say 6 foot. But wow, okay, that is fantastic and fun. I really appreciate that. I Yeah, no, I'm taller than Isabel by 6 inches, and she's my tallest sibling. So I'm fantastic. It's from my mom's book. I heard the sound again. That is the second time I've heard that sound. I don't know what it's coming from. Yes, I know that the KFC reference. That is a third sound that I have heard. That is the third sound I've heard, but the second sound that I've heard. I'm speaking terribly. Okay, hold on. I see it right now. You called out Kody and taking Robin's family to KFC when your family didn't get to go. Oh, okay. Then Robin's family got to go to KFC and my family didn't get to go. That's kind of a screwed up thing to say because last time I checked, Robin's kind of still family. I don't know. It's really weird. Thank you for calling me cute. No, I do not have a girlfriend. Uh, Thank you for being curious, and I really appreciate it. Who is the funniest mom? You all want me to say the funniest mom is my mother. I feel like if I in any way talk negatively about my mother, I'm going to get a lot of hate and a lot of terrible feedback. Can I get confirmation of this? If I were to come out and say something terrible about my mother, even if I was like, even like wild thought here, if I was to say my mother owns a toaster now, which she does in fact own a toaster. My mother now owns a toaster, and I'm like, wow, my mother owns a toaster. What a horrible woman. Would I get a lot of just shade from her for like from all of you for saying anything negative about my mother? Yeah, no, I know you. I would get wild hate. I can't ever. If wild thought here, everybody, wild thought that I'm going to give to all of you. If I had I do not. I have a wonderful relationship with my mother, but if I had a terrible relationship with my mother, I would have to lie about it to all of you because none of you would be on my side. Not none of you. Not none of you. There's going to be one comment in here saying, yes, Peyton, I would be on your side. And I'm like, okay, now I feel like poop. Almost everyone here would be like, wow, Peyton's now the worst thing ever. If I were to say, oh, yeah, I'm actually living with my dad right now, I'm not. I live nowhere near my father. But if I were to say, I live with my dad right now and I choose my dad, none of you would care about the reasons. No one would be like, oh my gosh, how, like, what, wow, like, what happened? No, you'd be like, oh no, you're the worst person ever because, like, Christina's the most important. As long as I say, oh, I love my amazing, wonderful mother, I am on all of your side and all of you would love me. We wouldn't believe. So, I like one of you said you wouldn't believe me, and I currently completely believe you. No, I live nowhere near my father. And if I talk positively about my father, I'm gonna get a lot. Am I going bald or is that just my hair? No, I'm not engaged. That one kept pushing around. It's about my friend Aurora. No, not engaged. Not engaged for a lot of reasons, and I'm definitely not engaged to Aurora. What happened to my girlfriend broke up with me. That's if you knew about the girlfriend, you probably followed me on Instagram. You've probably noticed that I took off our picture. I was a big fan of that picture. I'm still a big fan of that picture. I'm still a big fan of the girl. She is amazing and she is a wonderful human being, but it didn't work out for a lot of reasons. I am actually starting school again next Tuesday, and I'm really, really excited. I'm also sorry that happened. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm starting school again next Tuesday. I already said that. I already said a lot of these things. When I go off on a tangent, I need to come back to the previous tangent. I'm taking a writing course because I would like to become a writer because I've already got a lot of stories up in here that I would really like to get out there. I am no longer in the guard. That is absolutely true. It was really amazing. It was fantastic. I'm super happy I did it. I should write a book. I am going to write a book. I have written a book. I just need to get a publisher or a sketch artist. I'm so glad you loved me. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to talk about this now. Garrison. I miss him so much. Oh my gosh. He was my best friend in the world. And couple side notes. First, I have people from around the world telling me how sorry they are about Garrison. That felt so warm in my heart. Oh my gosh, felt so. I keep his picture. I keep his picture by my bed, and I'm so happy I keep his picture by my bed. I miss him every single day. And the fact that people from around the world, I have people on multiple continents messaging me that they're sorry about my loss. Oh my gosh, that warms my heart. Yes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sad. I'm so sad it's happened. But the fact that his name is known worldwide is such a big and amazing thing. And the next part, I had people say some of those infuriating things coming up to me. Garrison was my best friend in the world. I love him every single day, and I miss him every single day. I talk to him a lot. And I had people coming up to me telling me he was the best person I knew. And I'm like, you're a liar. You are a liar because no way is my best friend the best person you knew. You either didn't know him or you didn't know anybody at all, and he was the only person you knew. Because while he was a good person, he was also the biggest schmuck. He was a jerk. He was a butt muncher, and I miss him every single day. I had incredible news from a boss. So this boss had lost his son 10 years prior. And the boss gives me the best advice. Talk about him as if he is here while you acknowledge he is gone. I heard somebody say, "Oh, he was the best person I knew." And I'm like, you obviously didn't know him. He was a butthead and he told the best jokes. We're not all there for Christmas one time, but me and all my brothers are at Christmas one time. And Janelle says, "I'm so glad I can have all of my sons here for Christmas." Harrison looks at her dead in the eyes and says, "Mom, you have to let us go. The accident was 5 years ago." All of us are in the corner like, Garrison, stop. And he's pushing this. And Janelle is about to cry. Janelle, who has two feelings ever, she's an amazing human being, but she doesn't show her feelings super often. She like is about to cry because she's experiencing these horrible, horrible thoughts that her son is giving her. What a schmuck. I love the guy so much. I miss him every day. And he was the biggest schmuck. Sorry, everyone that doesn't know, Mom, you have to let us go. The accident was 5 years ago. You have to let us go. The accident was years ago. Meaning, he is talking as if he is in her imagination and we are all in her imagination. This is currently real. This is a joke that actually was told by Garrison to his mother a few years before he took his own life. I miss him every single day. I miss his jokes. I miss his phone calls. And I have to sit here and acknowledge, yeah, he was kind of a terrible person sometimes. Because if I sit here saying, no, no, he was the best I knew, which I've heard before from some of his friends, from some of my siblings, he was the best and most important. And I'm like, no, you didn't know him. You are harping on his memory. A friend recently gave me some advice that I have not used, and I want to use it so bad, but it's so incredibly dark. When someone asks you, "How did your brother die?" Tell them it was a hunting accident. But when they're like, "Oh, that's so sad," and they walk away, you didn't reveal anything too deep. You didn't go super deep. You didn't say anything too far. But when they ask you, "Oh, what was he hunting?" You say himself. He succeeded. What a horrible, horrible thing to say. And it's the funniest joke. And I'm like, he would have died laughing. He would have physically, no that's not a pun situation. Physically, not part of the joke or anything. He would have died laughing if we were to tell that joke about him. It's horrible. It's evil. I wanted to use it so many times, but I don't like personally bringing up, oh yeah, my brother died, because suddenly I'm the most important person in the room, and I'm not the most important in the room. I am currently the most important person in this room. I'm alone in this room. I don't like feeling like the most important person in the room. I don't like being treated like the most important person in the room. But it's absolutely amazing to remember him. And I really like when other people bring him up. I really like when someone like, yeah, I lost this person. I'm like, yeah, I lost my brother. It really sucks, doesn't it? A lot of people are like, oh, whoa, okay, like, again, I didn't lose a brother. And I'm like, I'm never trying to be like, I lost a brother, so I'm more important. No, I'm like, oh, I know what loss is. I know what losing a best friend is. It's the worst. The worst thing I've ever experienced by a mile without question. Every other bad day I've had before and since then has been nothing compared to that bad day. I really hope that my final bad day is behind me. I'm not going to promise it is behind me. Is that a dinosaur? That's a dinosaur. Thank you. I am not currently dating. I said, oh my gosh. Lily, I'm so sorry that you lost your mother and your brother on the same day. I really, oh, that sucks. And then like you feel someone says, "Oh yeah, I lost my dog," and you want to be like, "I lost somebody important to me as well." But you're also like, I can't tell them, "Yeah, I lost my mom and my brother," because now they're gonna be like, "Okay, fine. I guess my dog wasn't worth anything." Next note, this one annoys me. I, okay. All the positive things, and I felt so happy about all the positive things that I was told. But I had a lot of people messaging me things like, yeah, I lost my dog when my brother died. And I'm like, that is not the same thing. Thank you so much. Hi, Scotland. That is not the same thing. It is not the same thing to lose your dog as it is to lose your brother. Unless you're really not close to the brother, then it's a different situation entirely. What you've lost is so hard. I've seen this a couple times. It's lonely that you can talk about this. It's lovely that you can talk about this. I like that I can talk about it too. Life is so hard for everyone. It sucks that you lost your dog. And I'm not trying to say that like what I've experienced is so much worse, but people are like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're going through. I lost my goldfish once. It's like, you have no idea what I'm going through. I also don't know what you went through because you lost a goldfish and I lost a brother. We're two completely separate human beings. We're separate human beings for a lot of reason. Hey, from Vegas, my hairdresser went to school with me. Oh, that's super fun. Hello, Connecticut. Hello, New Zealand. How are you coping? I think I'm coping very well. I talk to him a lot. I thank God for every single second I had of him. I am filled with sorrow, but I found this actually super healing. The more sorrow you feel, the more real it was. I think about a grandfather that passed away when I was six. My grandpa was six. One of my many grandpas was six. I was six when he passed away. And I'm like, oh, that was sad. And that's pretty much it. I was six. I didn't know the guy. I know I was loved and I know I loved him. But for a 6 year old, I had another grandfather pass away when I was 15. That one hurts. That one I talked to. That one I'm like, oh, I miss you a ton. That one's a real loss. My grandmother, Janelle's mom did something incredible for me that I am not a fan of polygamy. I am grateful for polygamy, but I am not personally a fan of it. But what Janelle's mother did was one of the most important things that a grandparent of polygamy can do. I was never any less than her grandson. I was never any less than Janelle's son. I was not Janelle's other son. I was not the Janelle's weird son. I was Janelle's tall son, but that's because I am tall. I was never less than her grandson. Ever. I was never less to her. I was always only her grandchild. And that is something that is extremely more. No, I am not practicing LDS. But that is something that is so extremely important to me that growing up so near her, because she was for a while the physically closest grandmother, to know that like, oh, I was nothing but loved by her was so important. And I am again not I'm not a fan of polygamy. I'm not an advocate for polygamy. Oof, a lot of reasons for that. But if you are going to practice polygamy, if you know someone practicing polygamy, treat the children as the children. Don't treat them as like, oh, the other child, because that sucks. Because I've had that before. I've had people treat me as the other child before, and it's the worst. None of this coming from Janelle's side. All of Janelle's side, Janelle's sister, Janelle's nieces and nephews are my cousins. I've never been less than their cousin. I am part of their life. I'm not as part of their lives as Madison is, because my sister is so much closer to one of them than I will ever be. But I'm as part of their lives as Savannah is, because well, Savannah's just not as close to them. I'm just not as close to them either. I could be closer, and I would like to be closer because they're really amazing people. And that's something that's so warm to me. Is like, no, there's no difference. I am just Janelle's son because I am just Janelle's son to them. But there are a few other people like, you're the other child, aren't you? You are a problematic human being. How could you be saying that to someone? What an amazing what an amazing childhood I have. I really look back on my childhood with a lot of happiness and joy. I look back on my brother, who I miss every single day. And I look back to that original point that I was having way earlier, knowing that I feel so terrible about the brother I lost. I feel so. I have actually written a book. I've written 5 books. knowing I feel so terrible about the brother I lost is one of the most healing things that I can think of. Knowing I feel bad is making me feel so much better because I wouldn't feel bad if there wasn't loss. If I didn't, I wouldn't think about him every day. I wouldn't have three photos of him in my room, definitely two, maybe a third photo of him in my room right now, one by my bed. I would not have that if I didn't feel so sad. And I feel so sad because he was so good, because he was such a good brother, because he meant so much to me. I found that to be one of the most important and healing things in the world. So I still cry when I think about it. Thank you so much for crying when you think about Garrison. I don't cry when I think about him. He was a schmuck. He decided to quit, and I miss him every single day because of it. He decided to quit, and I miss him every day because I will always treat him as if he is here while I acknowledge he's gone. Okay, I don't want to touch this anymore because the more I touch this, the more scary it gets. What are your thoughts on your mom's memoirs? Okay, everyone, please understand this. I have huge issues with my mom's memoir. Major, major issues with my mom's memoir. Thank you so much. I really love all these gifts because I already told this joke earlier, but there was a lot less people there. So there's a lot more people here that will hear this joke, and I want this joke to spread everywhere. I have so many terrible issues with my mother's memoir because she never mentions how I'm her favorite child. So my mom lied to all of you. When she didn't mention that I was her favorite child, she lied to all of you. And that's my problem with it. I have honestly, I have no issues on my mom's memoir. I really have no okay, you keep saying dinosaurs and I keep getting happy about the dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur. I got is that a cloud heart? That's a cloud heart. Um yeah, I have no thoughts on my mother's memoir. This is a genuinely, truly, this is the world that she expected. I was part of a lot of that. I view the world very, very differently from her. And yeah, it's hers. This is her book, and this is her thing. I wrote a completely different book. I have no interest in ever writing a memoir. I want to talk about children's stories. I wrote a book on children's stories, and I'm still looking for. I keep saying this, and I keep saying this, and I keep saying this. I'm still looking for a sketch artist, not quite an illustrator. Which sibling are you closest with? Well, physically, I think Garrison's the most away from me. Spiritually, I think Garrison's also the most away from me right now. But I was always closest with Garrison. I was always, without a doubt, closest with Garrison. I'm so sad. I'm so glad that my mom has found somebody that she loves. I'm so glad that she's found someone that like cares about her so much. Thoughts on Tata Farms? Oh, I'm a huge fan of Tata Farms. I am a huge fan of the idea of Tata Farms. I'm a huge fan of what they are doing, and it's such an amazing thing that they are trying to get this incredible thing out there. So yeah, I'm really really happy. How are your mom's kids doing? I think most of us are doing pretty well. I'm not going to promise we're all doing pretty well, but to my knowledge, we're all doing pretty well. So yeah, there's that. That's a photo. I have from the hello from the UK. Okay, I have people from around the world. Again, I'm gonna talk about this again. My brother Garrison. I have people from around the world that know his name, that know who he is. I had a cousin, really, really awesome cousin, tell me, "Oh, we need to build a statue of him or something." And I'm like, "Why do we need to build a statue of him?" So people remember him. People around the world knew him. People around the world knew who he was, and it's so sad, but it's amazing. Should be possible. You better talk about him whenever. I try to talk about him whenever possible. Uh, no, I keep saying it. Do you talk to your dad? Do you talk to your dad? Do you talk to your dad? A, first of all, would you hate me if I did talk to him? B, no. Last time I talked to him was a while ago. Last time I had an actual physical conversation with him was at the funeral. Not going to talk about that because it did not go the way that it could have gone, but it went a lot better than it could have gone. So there it is. It went the way it went. Aurora, hi, hi, Aurora. Everyone say hi to Aurora, please. Not Aurora, my sister. Aurora, my friend, who has claimed me at 35. She has demanded that when she turned 35, if we are both single, we need to end up together. And I'm like, fine. I'm lying to all of you. Me and her came up with this idea specifically. Like, we both came up with this. But, like, she dragged me into this. How dare you? We both came up with this idea. How dare her drag me into this horrible thing? Uh, how old are you? I'm 27. I just turned 27 last week. And it's almost the exact same as 26, not much of a difference. I was never Mormon. People ask that a lot. I've never been Mormon a day in my life. Never have been, never will be, have no plans. What's the book you're writing? I am not going to reveal its name yet because frankly, I'm still looking for a sketch artist. As soon as I find the sketch artist, get an actual sketch of the two, I will be releasing the name. That's the current idea. I'll be releasing the name. I'll be giving some details on it, but I'm currently trying to either find a sketch artist or a publicist. Not a publicist, publisher. Publicist is a different thing entirely. I'm looking for a publisher, but most publishers are not very fond of first time authors. You're still looking. No one local. Yes, there are a few local people here, and I am still looking because the people that I have found did not work out. No, I'm not engaged. Never have been engaged. Are you not listening? Who is not listening here? No, I am not engaged. I keep being asked this question. I keep being shown this. No, this is not my sister Aurora. Generational curses. Yeah, sure, curses. People have said that breaking general curses. They're not curses. They're just life. They're just who and what I am. I am on the new seasons quite a bit. And thank you for asking. Yes, I am on the new season quite a bit. Yes, I am on the new season quite a bit. Hello, Minnesota. Yes, I did write a children's book. I have five. I have the series done. The series is complete. Series is almost completely complete for my part. I am going to proofread the last two books tomorrow. Send them to a friend for the last bit of like, hey, do this, not this, do this, not this, do this, not this. Fix this word. I have never been to Florida. I would love to go to Florida one day, especially for this. There's this TikTok couple I really like. They have a podcast. They're called the To Be Better Podcast. Huge fan of the To Be Better podcast. I would love to meet them one day. I plan on, if I ever go to Florida, that stop is where I'm going. I would love to shake Chris's hand. I would love to shake Peach's hand. They're two amazing, wonderful people, and they just genuinely love each other, and that's beautiful to watch. Chris and Peaches just genuinely love each other. Huge fan of them. What's your book about? My book is about it's a children's book about pirates. That's all I'm going to get for now because I really need. Oh, thank you so much for the rose, Connie. I really need a illustrator to actually write them because the only picture I currently have is AI generated, and I do not want to use AI generated photos. I want to use them as just like, hey, everyone, this is the concept. This is the idea that I'm coming in with. This is kind of what I'm doing, but I want the illustrator to give me the actual photo. So I'm like, okay, this is them. This is the girl. This is the boy. Thank you so much for the roses and the gifts. I really appreciate it. Seasons when they air. Do you want? No, I haven't watched the show in years. So everyone knows this. I haven't watched the show in years. I don't watch the show for a lot of. Okay, so I'm very very happy that she's doing okay. So thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate letting me know that. I have no intention to ever watch the show, pretty much ever. I know that I have a couple siblings that do watch it on Patreon, and I'm like super happy for you guys. No, I don't. It's torture. It's so bad. I am not a fan at all. I am so happy so many people love it. It is not for me at all in any way. And also, I'm like, that's my life. I'm not married. Haven't ever been married. That's my life. I don't like watching my life on TV. I don't like how they edited that. I don't like knowing how I speak. That is not how I speak. That is not how I sound. But because they edited everything, they didn't edit. They did not edit my voice. That's how I actually speak. But it's so weird to be like, oh, that's how I actually speak. Everyone, thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the follows. I have no idea what's currently happening with Aurora. It's Oh my gosh, it's so late here. I am not still in the military. I loved the military for a lot of reasons, and I hated the military for a lot of reasons. It is currently not what I do anymore. I don't know if I'll ever go back. If I go back, it'll be as a chaplain. Best case scenario, I'll make it. I'll have a really. I'll live a very comfortable life as an author, as a storyteller. I'll go back to school, get my master's, become a chaplain. Oh no, no, get my master's, go back to the army, become an officer, become a chaplain. If I ever go back to the military, it'll be to become a chaplain, to deploy with the soldiers as a man of God. That's the current plan, and that thing I think would just be the absolute best. Closest to the sibling I'm closest to is still Garrison, though I'm not so much close to him anymore as he's spiritually gone from me. What a loser! How dare he do that? Like, how dare he choose to not be spiritually close to me anymore? What a piece of garbage! I'm so glad that everyone love this plan. Yes, it's an amazing plan. What is the plan? I don't know what the plan is. I'm missing so many different things. Hi, Aurora. I'm allowed to make jokes. He's my brother, Aurora. He's my brother. He's not your brother. I'm allowed to make jokes. Aurora is one of the first. I lied to everyone. So I told you about the joke about the hunting accident. It wasn't the one that was an accident. Aurora's the first one I actually did tell the joke to, but like she already knew. Like she had full context already. So I was like, here's a bit more context for a joke, and she hated it. Yeah, you are aware. That's absolutely true. Love your attitude. Thank you so much. I get it. Laughing helps. Laughing does help. Like really, really, everyone. If I only have lost. I've lost a few people. I've lost a few people. Okay, I'm allowed to say I'm kind of an expert on grief. I've lost several. I've lost all my grandfather, all but one. I've lost all but one of my grandfathers. I've lost a grandmother. I've lost a lot of people, and it really, really sucks. And I miss all of them. So the sorrow I feel means all the joy was real, all the positive feelings were real, all the love was real. Because I've known movies and TV shows, mainly in books and stuff, talk about psychopaths who think to themselves, oh, I don't have any emotions here, and show no emotions. And me thinking for years with whatever condition that one is, am I a psychopath because I don't feel feelings correctly? No, I absolutely feel feelings correctly, and it helped heal me because I know how important it was, and I know how amazing he was because I miss him every single day. Uh, hello Hawaii, hello Hawaii. How are you currently doing? So proud of you for talking about it. Thank you so much. God, I love. I see a book. You do see a book on the horizon. It's not the book you want. I'm gonna say this again. I am not writing a memoir. I have no intention to write a memoir. I have no intention to write a biography. I've been on TV since I was like 11, since I was like 12. I don't intend to be like, oh, everyone, these are the things you missed. No intention to do that. I did write a book. I wrote 5 books. They were children's books, and I love every single one of them. Hi, Canada. In a much, much, much better place. I have noticed about I I saw a month later, and then 2 months later. So for my and then again and again for my birthday last year, I visited his grave. I felt so healed by doing that. I felt so healed by talking to him, screaming at him, telling him all the negative things, now screaming at him how much I hated him for what he did. Oh, I hated him for what he did, but I couldn't let myself feel those emotions because I'm like, no, I miss him. I don't hate him. I miss him. I don't hate him. I miss him. Finally, I'm sitting down in his grave, just on and on and on because I hated him in that moment because I did, and I forgave him. And oh, the peace that rushed over me. Now I don't talk about him like, oh, how dare you do that? It's like, I miss your stupid face, loser. He was ugly and short too, loser. And I can confidently, happily say that, like, yeah, no, I miss him every single day, and he's a total butt muncher. Yes, I communicate with most of my siblings, and a lot of us do communicate specifically about him. Yes, losing a sibling is very, very painful. It is so painful. Thank you so much for the roses. I'm very, very grateful. He was not adorable. He was a punk. I am adorable. Yeah, no, he was adorable. He was wonderful. Thank you so much for the gifts. I really, really appreciate it. They're not likes. Are they not likes anymore? Is that like just not happening anymore? Because I know that they used to be likes. I'm not. I'm just not sure. Montana. Hi, Montana. Can you talk faster? You want me to talk faster? I think you're being sarcastic there. Yes, I can talk faster. I can talk much faster. Thank you so much for the rose, for the galaxy rose. I really, really appreciate that one. Yes, I am in contact with Gabe, and he's doing really, really well. He's yeah. I mean, we've all been better. We've all done better because we were all 5 once with like not a care in the world. This is a funny thing that I thought about like a lot. Oh yeah, how much easier it was back in like 2002. How much easier life was. Yeah, life was easier in 2002 because I was 4. Of course, life was easier when I was 4. I had no responsibilities. I had no taxes to pay because taxes are terrible. Yeah, life was so much easier when I was 4 because there were no cares or worries in the world. So I think it's funny to compare my life now as a 27-year-old to my life when I was 4. Like, oh, like the world was so much better. Yeah, the world was better because it was bigger too. I'm a lot bigger. I don't fit in as many clothes. I fit in everything when I was 4. I don't fit in anything now. I can't go to Walmart to buy jeans. You know how painful that is, everyone? I can't go to Walmart to buy jeans. A gummy bear? I was sent a gummy bear by Mad. I see a snake, a purple heart, and Mad. That's all I see. Mad, it's MADZ, heart snake. Thank you so much for the gummy bear. Uh, where was I going? I was going a lot of places. I go a lot of places. I talk a lot. If you haven't noticed, recognize when you're out in public. I have been recognized. I used to get recognized about in public about once a week. I don't get recognized nearly as much anymore. But I also know that apparently most of my not all my not most of my, all of my leadership at my work. Oh, thank you so much for the glasses. A lot of my leadership at work noticed I like knew who I was when I walked into it. Like they knew who I was. They should talk about it, and I found that to be super healing. I'm like, guys, you can talk about it. Feel free to talk about it, but like talk to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the cowboy hat. You can talk to me about it. Like I love talking about it. I just don't like bringing it up. And all of them are like, no, we can't bring it up around you. Like we can't bring it up around you because that feels so like terrible. I am not in Las Vegas. No. because like we like that'd be terrible for us to bring it up. Like, no, you can bring it up. I can't bring it up because I'm okay. By the way, everyone, I'm the most important person in this room because I'm on TV. I was on TV when I was 11 years old, so I'm the most. That's just the worst. Oh my gosh, I was that guy. I was 100% that guy, and I plan to never be that. Thank you so much for the roses. I really appreciate it. Are you? Was it? No, it was not uncomfortable for me at all. And like looking back on it, I when okay, when people ask me, okay, hold up, uncomfortable being on TV when I was 11, or uncomfortable knowing my leadership at work knows who I am, because both leadership at work not uncomfortable at all. When I was 11, people will ask me, what was it like having four moms? I'll look at them and say, what's, oh, that's okay, that's my new favorite. That troll is my new favorite. I love the troll. Thank you so much. When people ask me, what's it like to have four moms? What's it like to have one? What's it like to have 14 siblings? What's it like to have 17 siblings? What's it like to have two? You have two? You have one sibling? All you have is a sister? What was that like? Oh my gosh, the nightmare. See, my life was normal to me, and that just made sense to me when I was 5 years old with at the time 10 siblings. About 10 siblings when I was like 5 years old. That made sense to me. Everyone that, thank you so much for calling me a cutie pie. Thank you. That made sense to me. That made absolute sense. And now people are like, what's it like to have four moms? What's it like to have one? That's the weird thing. You had one, you had two parents? Oh my gosh, that was weird. Uh, do you wish to have a lot? I perfect world. Let's be honest, perfect world scenario. I'd like two sets of twins. I think two sets of twins, four kids would be the best possible situation. Like 3 years apart. That way, like we're not struggling with four children. That would absolutely be the best. I think that would be fantastic. But also, like, it's not fair to demand, like, I'm being the male in the relationship. Hello, wife, you will grant me two sets of twins. That's not going to happen. I'm going to lose that fight immediately for a lot of valid reasons. So, are you dating anyone? No, I'm not currently dating anyone. I am alone and lonely. I'm having a great day. I'm having a much better day now. I have not read my mom's book. I don't know if I will read my mom's book. Nothing against her book. I'm just not a fan of memoirs. Honestly, here it is. Here's the situation. I'm just not a fan of memoirs. I'm not a fan of autobiographies. They're just not for me. I like fantasy. I like high fantasy. I like epic fantasy. Brandon Sanderson, favorite author by a mile. He has written books that make me cry every time I read them. Like there's a book that I'm listening to right now and it's making me cry. I'm at work and I am like, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. We're at work right now. Man thinks, oh, yeah, grunt. And I am wallowing up in tears because it's such an amazing part of an amazing book. And I've read this book 6 times. Yeah, that's well, okay. I've listened to it more than 3 times. But I say that I read the book because, yeah, it's the same. Is season 20 the last season? Is that ice cream? You just gave me ice cream. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson. Is season 20 the last season? That's a really good question. That's not a question I can answer. I'm gonna full disclosure. We thought we would have one season. Then we got to three, and we thought, okay, 3 seasons. Then we got to five, and we're like, okay, 5 seasons, we're done. Then we got to 10. There's no way that we're getting an 11th season. We made it to 20. I have no idea how far this is going. It, it does not make sense to me at all. The fact that it went so far. So is season 20 the last season? I don't know. I know that you're going to get things from Tata Farms. You're going to get things from my mom, and like when because it's a when the show ends, the show ends, and that'll suck. But you'll still have all of our Instagrams. You'll still have a few of our Patreons, and you'll still have those all of those 20 seasons. Oh my gosh, 20 seasons. So we've all done the math for years. Most shows never air. Most possible shows never air. Those that do don't make it past one season. Those that make it past one season almost never make it 2 3 seasons. What a huge thing. And then 5 seasons and then 10 seasons. All of them are such huge deals. And we made it to 20. And that's incredible. That's my favorite. Okay, I really did like the troll thing, but that was my new favorite. And thank you so much. I really did appreciate that one. Oh, that made me happy. I have no idea what that was. If someone could say like what that was, that would be super awesome. Wait. So I've rewatched this season 7 times, several times. Oof. What was your favorite season? I don't watch the show. Okay, the heart thing is wonderful. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I have never, I have not watched the show when the show ends. Thank goodness there's 20 seasons to rewatch. Oh my gosh, yeah, 20 seasons to rewatch. Ah, that's so huge. I don't watch the show. I haven't watched the show since I was like 15. It's been over 10 years. Oh, howdy there. Thank you. It's been over 10 years. I would not be good with a mustache. I'm really thinking about it. Mustache would not be good on me. I need to shave my face bad. I don't watch the show. Haven't watched the show in years. It's been 10 years. Oh my gosh. I'm 27. It's been It's been, I was 11. I was 11 during episode one with our OG filmer, our OG producer, Tim Gibbons. I was 11 years old. I'm 27. That's wild. Oh my gosh. I would just rewatch the series. Sean McBill rewatch the series. That's up to all of you. You know, I support all of you in rewatching that series. I'm so glad you're rooting for my family. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so glad you are supportive of my Moana. Oh my gosh, you're part of my fan club. Thank you so much for being part of my fan club. I don't know what that means, but you're part of my fan club, and I really really appreciate it. What do you miss the most about your old family situation? I What do I miss most about my old family situation? Oh, I didn't have to pay taxes in my old family situation. I didn't have to pay taxes. I didn't have to have a job. I could run outside and play. And the worst part of my day was I had to think about school that started in a few months. Guys, I was like 12. I was like 12, and I don't so much miss the family situation. I miss the life I had because the life I had was so much easier. You're part of my fan club. Thank you so so much. You're the 41st member of my fan club. I don't know what that means. Okay, there are 41 people in my fan club. I do know what it means, but I don't know what my fan club is. Can I spill some tea? Okay, everyone, I want to tell you something so bad. I want to tell you something so bad. We will never do this. We will never do this. And so I can actually say that this would totally happen. It never will happen because none of us would do it. I want at the last season, all of us to know this is the last season, this one it's ending, all of us to be ready on like that Sunday night. All of us start releasing content. All of us are releasing, he was never our father. His name was Thomas. But only one of us is saying he was never our father. His name was Thomas. I'm saying, oh, he was only my dad and like this other sibling's dad. He was only our dad. And then this sibling is saying his name was Gregory and we only saw him during shoots. Basically, all of us are going in and saying all of this was lies. But one of us is telling the entire truth. One of us is telling everything that happened one for one for one for one. And I think that would be the funniest thing that we're all telling 16 different lies and one of us is telling the actual truth. That would be the funniest thing. And like, which one's real? Which one's not real? What's the truth? That would be so fun. We're not going to do that for a lot of reasons. Describe each mom in one word. Mom, mother, mama, and ma. There, four moms in one word. Mom, mother, ma, and mama. Yeah, there it is. I mixed up the last two. How much money? How much money will you need for us to read the Christmas text chain? See, okay, please, if you want to send me money, that would be wonderful. You're not going to get the Christmas text chain. I'm now going to say something that everyone's going to really hate me for. I deleted that Christmas text chain a long time ago. That was 4 years ago. That was roughly 4 years ago. I don't keep text chains for that long if they're not currently like going. None of us do. That text chain stopped there. That's where it stopped. All of us deleted that years ago. I'm 6'6", and thank you so much for asking. Do you practice your faith? I Do I currently practice my current faith? Absolutely. I currently practice my current faith, the current faith that I am of Christian. I was never part of the AUB. I was baptized into it, but I was 8 years old when I was baptized into it. I'm 27. No, that was almost 20 years ago. I've never participated in that faith. Genuinely, I've never genuinely participated in that faith as I was not really aware of what I was doing. And I'm not LDS. I never have been LDS. Not part of the AUB, not part of the LDS, just Christian. Amazing. It sounds like, okay, you speak. Yeah, that's true. Are you okay? You keep asking that question. Have you read the book? No, I have not read the book. That's hi there. Hello. Thank you so much for asking. In your life, would if you could change anything about you? Oh, if I could change anything in my life, what would I change? A lot of things. There would be so many things I would go back and change, but with all of them, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am. I know that if I could go back in time and give myself two bits of advice, I'd punch myself because, like, oh, he needed to get punched in the face. I'd say do more push-ups and read more books. That's what I would do. That, like, if I could take something back with me, it would be the books I currently have written, and I'd say find an illustrator, find a publisher, get these written now. Thank you so much for saying you love me. Love you too. Are you gone? Is that what you're saying? Is she gone? Love you. Okay, I think she's gone. Bye bye. Love you too. Uh, I think it would be super awesome to like punch myself in the face and say, do more push-ups, read more books. That'd be it. That's what I would change. I am who and what I am, and that's not a question I like to ponder because how would it change who I am now? I'll ponder the question of like, what if I could fly? Because that's a fun thing to think about, but that's not something I'm going to dedicate my life to. I'm going to dedicate time to thinking, oh, that'd be really fun, but I'm not going to dedicate energy to like, oh, but like, what if? Just no purpose. And maybe that makes no sense in anyone else's mind. Makes a lot of sense in my mind. Because you know what? I am in my own mind. Are you uncultured? No, I am not uncultured. I am very cultured. I know the term uncultured swine from a very amazing movie that I saw when I was growing up. Who here still knows the term uncultured swine and what it was in? Thank you so much for the puffy hearts. I really appreciate that. Kawas. I have no idea what Kawas is. I'm so glad you think I'm handsome. Very, very thankful for that. Yeah, who have you read? I have not read my mom's book, Paedon is Boss. Paedon's not a boss, but thank you so much. I don't Mindy, Robin's niece. I'm not really close with Mindy, no. I remember her being a person. Yeah, solid human being. She's married now. Super, super happy for her. Thank you so much for thinking I'm handsome. I'm very, very grateful. Toys. It is from Toy Story. It is. Why do things keep happening? I keep touching my phone, like in this area right here, and things keep happening. I don't like that. Yes, it is from Toy Story. What do you do every day? I go to work. I try to write the book. Hello, Grace. Hi. I go to work and I try to write the book. I've now written all the books. I'm currently looking for an illustrator, not an illustrator, a sketch artist. But it's the same thing. Finding a freelance sketch artist job would be a really, 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 really awesome. Toy Story, yes, it is from Toy Story. I'm loving North Carolina. North Carolina is so beautiful, so peaceful, and it's got a lot of just people that I find super awesome. I'm at work and some guy randomly says some random thing about God, and I'm like, God? And I'll have a 20-minute long conversation. I'm at work, not working, having a 20-minute long conversation. Oh, thank you so much, Grace, for the flower. I really appreciate it. Your cousin Ben is awesome. I'm glad you think my cousin Ben is awesome. I also think my cousin Ben is awesome. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna now say this. I went to one of his first comedy shows. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. However, it was hilarious to us because we were also like, I know exactly what he's talking about. I have all the things that he has known burned into my mind. Now it's like, oh, they're just not as fun anymore because they're not him. They're comedy rumbles. Comedy rumbles are great. I've got no complaints about comedy rumbles. I've been to the comedy rumbles. It was super fun. The wrong guy won. I stand on that opinion completely. The other guy should have won without question. But it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, Ben is super funny. And when he was telling the jokes, it was really funny. But then he stopped telling jokes, started having other people do it, and he got really, really poopy. What sibling gives the best advice? That's really, really hard. What sibling gives the best advice? I'm going to argue Madison because she's straight up with you. Logan because he's the oldest and he knows what he's talking about. Hunter because he went military and he definitely knows what he's talking about. All of us give different forms of advice. I also think I give pretty good advice sometimes. Sometimes I also know that all of them who give good advice give terrible advice with a lot of things. I am not coming to Chicago anytime soon, but thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it. Eventually, someday I'll probably visit Chicago. Not right now. I see you asking when I'm coming to Chicago. Again, not right now. But you, McKelty, I think that said, but you, McKelty, question mark. Oh, thank you so much for the T Rex. I love the T Rex. Logan is fantastic. Yes, he is. Then come to Texas. Again, at the moment, I do not have, frankly, I don't have the ability to afford a trip to Texas or Chicago right now, as I'm just barely affording a trip back to Utah for a few days and then coming back here. This is one of the reasons I want to release the books. I really want to release the books. I really want to get them illustrated with a sketch artist so I can be like, okay, I have like some more financial freedom because finances suck and are poopy. Christine's case doesn't see this. I don't. Christine's. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Detroit will welcome me. I'm so glad Detroit will welcome me. Thank you so much. within the life. I have no idea what any of these things are. I'm seeing a lot of things. I think people are talking in here, and I have no idea what so many of you are talking about. Are you close with all your siblings? I am not close with all of my siblings. One of them decided to just leave randomly, spiritually no longer with us, physically no longer with us. What a turd nugget. So no, I can't be close with him anymore. Um, uh, Okay, now it is past 10 o'clock here. So everyone, I'm gonna start closing this down. I'll answer a few more questions if anyone has some burning questions. I'll leave Garrison alone. Whoa, 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 whoa! If anybody in the world can mock Garrison, I can. I'm not the only one that can, but if anyone in the world can, I can mock Garrison. I really appreciate you defending my brother. Oh, I appreciate it so much. He is my best friend. I miss him every single day. But I promise you, I can mock Garrison. It's when people I don't hear this big situation. Me saying he's the worst and someone saying he was the best person I knew, they're the liar. Granted, I'm lying too because he wasn't the worst. He was fantastic, but they didn't know him. I knew him. Clearly, I knew him. Yes, I'm a brother thing. If a sibling said, "Oh, he was the best brother we had," you didn't know the guy. Hunter was a much better brother, always. He was a jerk. Garrison was a jerk, and I love him so much. I miss him every single day. But he played pranks. He told jokes with his and he did tricks with his fellow candlesticks. That's what it is. We tell jokes. We had tricks with my fellow candlesticks. That's the one. No, I miss him every single day. He was wonderful. He was amazing. But someone's like, "Oh, he was just the best man I ever knew." No, he wasn't. You didn't know him at all. If you thought he was the best, he was a schmuck, and I miss him every day. I've now said that like 4 times. Oh, I love him so much. I miss him every single day. Ask your favorite Taco Bell. Whoa, 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 Taco Bell. I don't do Taco Bell. I do Del Taco. I'm a Del Taco stan. I absolutely stand for Del Taco without question. A lot of people are going to hate me for this one. Del Taco is better than Taco Bell. Their burritos are better, and they don't send you to the bathroom 3 hours later. I stand on that. I will firmly stand on this opinion. Thank you so much, Carol. I really appreciate that. Arby's, not a fan of Arby's. They did the steak thing a while ago, and it was fun. Thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate it. Freelance illustrator here on TikTok. You have a freelance illustrator here on TikTok. I would love to get to know them. I would if you message me or have them message me. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Del Taco. Ooh, okay, so I'm out south. Last thing I'm going to talk about, not the last thing I'm going to talk about clearly, but I'll talk about a couple other things. I am currently out east. I was raised out west. Out west we have Maverick, and out west we have In and Out. There are no Mavericks here. There are no In and Outs. The closest Maverick is like 500 miles that way. I miss it so much. I miss the Mavericks so much. And oh, I miss the In and Out so much. There's nowhere here that I can just go get three double doubles, protein style, no spread, no tomato, and just down that. That was my lunch. Oh, it was fantastic. And I miss it so much. But Bucky's is coming to Utah. I'm very glad Bucky's is coming to out east where. Well, I guess you'll have to find out. Everyone, please have an amazing, amazing, amazing night. I am going to go get ready for bed because, frankly, I am exhausted. Maverick is amazing. How's the barbecue? Barbecue here is fine. A lot more chicken options than cow options, which is kind of just different. It was just a different place. Good night, everyone. Be well, be good, and I'm so happy I was able to do this. And I'll definitely be doing this again relatively soon.